issue, and I see we're joined by another colleague from the great state of Pennsylvania. If I'll yield to my colleague from Pennsylvania.
I thank my friend and I thank my neighbor from Pennsylvania as well. It's good to have a bipartisan discussion on an issue that's critical to this country, our energy independence and using our domestic reserves. And in Pennsylvania, we have a unique circumstance, as does New York, that $4 million is invested in producing each Marcellus Shale well. And with 2,500 wells produced annually just in Pennsylvania, we're talking about $10 billion that are invested in Marcellus Shale sites. That's money coming right back into Pennsylvania. That's money that would be coming back into New York if the gentleman had his way, which I would support. And when you talk about natural gas, and we're going to get into the details, and we have gotten into the details of Marcellus Shale in particular, and what a great find this is for the country. But think about ways that we can use the natural gas that results from Marcellus Shale. Things like natural gas-powered vehicles. We're going to have a discussion later in the year on an energy bill here in this Congress. It'll be a bipartisan bill, and natural gas is going to be a critical part of our nation's energy future. Think about the great work that the scientists are doing on research and development of natural gas vehicles, on the production of natural gas vehicles, purchasing and conversion in the country, and finding a way to give tax credits to consumers so they can convert their vehicles into natural gas operating. And then, of course, you have the chicken and the egg situation of who's going to go first. Do you have the filling station before you have the car? Do you have the car before you have the filling station? We have to do both together. We have to incentivize the stations to put natural gas pumps at their stations, and of course incentivize the conversion of natural gas vehicle, which helps all of us. With the price of gas nearing and exceeding $4 in many states in the country, this is only going to help with our energy future. And when you think about North America in particular, this is so exciting because gas resources are much larger and the cost of producing gas is much lower because of the find of the Marcellus Shale. If you are in a household in this country that doesn't get your electricity from natural gas, your electricity bill is still going to be lower because of the resources that we have, because of the abundance of natural gas. We're talking about cheap energy because of the volume that we're talking about, unprecedented reserves that exceed the oil under Saudi Arabia, as the gentleman was discussing earlier. The ability of the United States to store natural gas has improved dramatically over the years. So now we're in position where we can produce the gas, we can use it domestically to bring down the cost of electricity, we can store it, and we're going to export some of this gas as well. The market for natural gas around the world is increasing because of the Marcellus Shale find in Pennsylvania and in New York and West Virginia, Ohio. This is really a wonderful thing for this country. And the total U.S. natural gas production in 2010, just last year, was at its highest level ever. In 2010, the natural gas production in this country was at its highest level ever, compared to oil consumption, which dropped 5%. Since 2005 has dropped more than 5%, and natural gas use has risen 10% in that time. And of course, that's preceding the big find with the Marcellus Shale, so we're only going to see that grow and thrive. So we're keeping energy prices low. We're making ourselves energy independent, which is critical. There's a national security issue to that. There's an economic and jobs issue, which we're seeing in Pennsylvania firsthand. And of course, there's an energy issue to that, how we're going to continue to grow our energy resources. So I congratulate the gentleman for leading the discussion tonight and look forward to continuing not just tonight but beyond, because this has to be part of our energy future in this country. And it was the cover of Time magazine. So when you think about the nation paying attention and the spotlight being on our region of the country, it truly is, because this is something that's going to benefit everybody in this country.